Hello, and welcome to the Overflow Podcast. My name is Craig Booker. The title of this episode is Future You. A lot of the material for this week's episode was inspired by Craig Groeschel's book, The Power to Change Mastering the Habits That Matter Most. Note, I will talk a lot about mental health, but please note this is not a substitute for therapy or mental health care. I am not a counselor or physician. If you need help with mental health challenges, please find a qualified mental health professional. The title of this episode is Future You. This is Who Will You Be in 10 Years? This is what Pastor Craig refers to as the future you. Instead of merely trying or wishing for change, we should shift our mindset to that of an athlete training for a competition. An athlete engages in deliberate practice. To engage in deliberate practice, we need a clear picture of our future you. Hal Hershfield, a psychologist at UCLA, tells us that having a future self, a better version of ourselves that we plan on becoming, will change how we live today. His research shows that seeing yourself as a different future person empowers you to make decisions for the benefit of future you. So the question is, who do you want to become? So there are typically two types of mindsets that we operate under. One of those is a fixed mindset, and the second one is a growth mindset. Let's talk about fixed mindset. In her book, Mindset, Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck writes about people who have a fixed mindset, those who falsely believe that who they are today is who they will always be. Dweck explains that unresolved trauma is one reason people get stuck in a fixed mindset. A negative experience can become identity forming. So let's also talk about a growth mindset. A quote from Craig Groeschel's book, it says, Dweck also writes about those who have a growth mindset, who luxuriate in the power of yet. People with a growth mindset don't fixate on now because they view themselves as always in a state of becoming. They are confident they are going to become something better. So if they fail or find themselves in an unfavorable circumstance, they view it as a stepping stone to what's next. Depending on where you find yourself in one of these two mindsets, the good thing is you can change your mind. Dweck has discovered through years of research that people with fixed mindsets can learn to have growth mindsets. All right. So, with all of this, what does the Bible have to say about this topic? If we look at Philippians 1:6 in the NLT, it says, And I am certain that God who began the good work within you will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. See, 1 Peter 5:10 in the CEV says, But God shows undeserved kindness to everyone. That's why he appointed Christ Jesus to choose you to share in his eternal glory. You will suffer for a while, but God will make you complete, steady, strong, and firm. The verbs translated continue to work in the Philippians verse is, I don't know how to pronounce it. In the book, they provide the verbs in their original form for continue his work and make you complete. Or they provide the verbs for continue his work, the verbs translated make you complete and make you strong and firm in First Peter, and they provide those. I'm not sure how to pronounce those. It says all three are written in the future tense. So the original verbs that are translated in Philippians, they're all provided in the future tense, meaning the action will be happening tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. And all three are written in the indicative mood, meaning the action is not something hoped for or wished for, but something that will for sure happen. The good work of transformation God began in you, his activity of making you complete, steady, strong, and firm, is something God is doing and will continue to do until his work in you is finally finished. And we have an exercise. It says, take a few minutes to write about future you, the hero you'll be in 10 years. Create a target for yourself. Engage in deliberate practice. Tell yourself and God who you want to become. And when you're done, pray and commit this new vision to him and ask for his help. The principle for this section is you will change and you can become who you want to become. Philippians 4:13 in the NLT says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes.